Hi, it's Hazy. Right, I was just wondering if you'd like to learn how to do... I just glued these on with some, I don't know, some weird stuff. I don't know if it's going to work, but I've just glued these on with some... I can't find any matte Mod Podge. So I've just glued these on. Would you like to learn how to draw these... these pretty little flowers? They're super easy. If I can do them, anyone can, because I'm no flower artist. Right, I am also no watercolour painter either. So if you'd like to learn how to do those, just keep watching. I'll be with you in a minute. Back again, although I've never been away. Right, so now have you showed you these before? I've had these before. Those. I've got some brushes. Right, these are my new brushes. And they're called Winsor & Newton Foundation. And the grey. So I suppose that means they're sort of like intimate. They're fine. They're absolutely fine. I have used millions of watercolour brushes, even though I'm no watercolour artist. I'm so muddy with my watercolours, but I think this suits this sort of vintage. If you want to go for a sort of vintage look, it suits it. On my water, that's in a little, it's good because it's got a little small opening. And it's smaller than my other one because last time I dropped my brush in it. So, right then. Oh, hold on a minute. Have I got any more? I'm sure there's some smaller ones. Oh, if I haven't got any smaller ones, I'll have to use some of these ones then. That one, that's very tiny. Sure, I had smaller ones than that. Well, we'll see how we go. We just have to do limited brushes. I think there was more than probably 6 brushes, and I've only got 5. That's typical, isn't it? Right then, I'll show you how to draw them. You would be very surprised. Found a pencil, yay! Because I think it'd be best if you start off drawing with a pencil, yeah. Then you've got to have a plastic. Good idea to have a plastic type rubber or eraser to. This is right in my way. Are we able to see this? Right, this is right in my way, right in my eyes. I can see the. If I shut the curtain, I can. This curtain's stopping me looking. Right, that's better. Now I can see. Right there. Right, so the idea is to draw a little circle. Now, for this, for the 5-petaled flower, which I was doing, it's like drawing a little weird man. So there's the body, there's the head, your arms at an angle, so quite low down on the body, and then 2 little legs. That's how you draw a 5-petaled flower. Right, so you can draw a heart shape right in the middle. All flowers are irregular, like that. So a little flower, and you can also add a little leaf. This is a made-up flower, so we can do our leaves how we like. Best not come there. We'd better sort of like do it in the to break up the line, like that. Now what I've done is to mine. I have right, I've got some examples. I've just torn them out. Right, so I've got a butterfly here. I've just torn them out. I've drawn them. That's sort of like painted them like that. Done a background, so you've got something. You haven't got white paper. Although I suppose you could put some daubering on it. And oh, that's quite nice that way up. I did a lovely rose. Where's my roses? Oh, I don't do it where I've only got a really bad example of my rose. I'm quite proud of my roses. That's how I do that, and then you attempt to paint your flower. Now I tend to do a middle one. Where have I put all my grey ones? Are there? Right. Let's try that small grey one. It's not. Oh, that's probably what I have used for my flower. It's still got some paint on it. Told you, terrible. Don't know how my thing is. Right, okay, we'll just get some So put some greeny yellow. So what I'm doing is being very naughty, and I'm always doing this. Is adding colour. It doesn't matter, because I think it doesn't matter too much, but if you want to keep your paint clean, obviously you don't do like I do. I've added probably green to that. Right, I'm rinsing my brush because I want to use the same brush, and I've done it quite wet. I think you can also put washes on and things like that. So basically make it wet and then add a little bit of colour to it like this. Here, that's proper watercolour. So that's proper watercolour. I can use that on the same one. So that makes it quite delicate. But I've made mine quite muddy, which is I think watercolour term for I've added too much watercolour on it. That's it's very, very easy to do on watercolours. Basically with watercolours what you have to do is start with a really pale colour, then just add your colour onto it. That's your basic idea. Now, do I do that? No, I don't. No, I'm pretty good. I'm better at acrylics, and I've not really used oils. Gouache I did. I used to love using gouache at college. I did this graphic design. We had to design people's adverts and things and whatever else they wanted. Oh, look, that's going into the middle. So what I'm doing is putting a little bit of a darker colour, and it's coming out with little dots at the end. Right, good that is. There we go. Right, and then I'm going to add some colour around the, oh, that's too much colour around the so I'm just continuing with the colour. So I'm dragging the colour around so it doesn't pool. So if it does pool, you need some sort of no, I've just pulled the water off the brush, and I'm gonna try and, there we go. How about that? Not bad. So what you would do then perhaps is, oh yeah, the leaves as well. So I'll come in with my darker green. That was my lighter green. I'll come in with my darker green. Can you see the, yeah, you see the palette, and add in a bit of to the edges. Oh yeah, it reminds me, my husband, and not the phone call, he's on the phone call at the moment, but he's been having these weird phone calls. Like I know I've had a similar. I've had one once, but been having them all day, where this person keeps telling him that he's going to. Oh, he better be careful, otherwise he's going to be arrested, and his assets are going to be seized. Has anybody else had that? It's so weird. I've had one where it's half a message, and I wasn't allowed to use my national insurance number or something like that. So I thought, yeah, right, okay. Well, what if you? The only reason you won't be able to use your national insurance number is if you were caught out as being foreign, I suppose, and it wasn't your real national insurance number. I think that's the only reason you won't be allowed to use your national insurance number. So it must be awful for these people who are abroad and their country's in turmoil. You know, you have to sort of, it's, you know, I'm all for diversity. I think everybody should have a right to live in peace. I think we all do, don't we? If you right, so with this I've got some white. I've already got some white on my there, and I made it a bit grey, but it doesn't matter because we're going to make it. So I'm trying to get the white. I've got a tube of white thingy there. So what I'm doing is I'm coming in. Oh, can't really see that, but I'm putting dots. That's what I did on the other one. I put dots everywhere. Perhaps you could put a bit more black then, just to break it up so it doesn't look there we go. Right, so there we go. That's just there. So what you do then, you can obviously use your watercolour paper. This is quite thick watercolour paper, standard watercolour, not paper or cold pressed paper, and so that's probably very good for doing watercolour on. I did stretch the first lot of watercolour paper I did, but Didn't make any difference, so I thought, well, I may as well just use it on the thing. It's very thick. So I'm ever got drawing another one. I did actually draw several together, like I showed. Did I show you that? But anyway, I did like several together there. Not sure if I'm, and to make it smaller, I think I did them all the same size. To make it smaller, I transferred them to Word and messed about with the sizes there. Not a bird. Wish I could show you my roses. I've got it. Right, ta-da! Right, that's my rose. That's my photocopy rose, not the original. That's my rose. Quite pleased with that. And those as well. They look quite. I don't know what they look like on camera, but in real life they don't look too bad. Because I thought, oh, well, that's a load of rubbish. And then when I looked at it the next day, I thought, oh, that's not too bad. That's a rubber stamp. That's some blossom. But I don't like. I don't want to do blossom. I want to do pretty different colours, and blossoms sort of like a specific thing, isn't it? So just have a quick drink. Yeah, while the camera was off, my husband bought me a drink. He sneaked it in. Right, so if you want to do another one, if you were doing it on the same, say if you're doing several together, you don't want to have them all facing the same way. So you'd have like the head sort of here, you know, the head of this imaginary person. Yeah, it might take a bit of practice to get all the, because I was having trouble. So I was having a bit of practice there. So you can, you don't even have to have them like that. You could have them, you can do sort of like short, smaller petals. But anyway, I'm going to show you a little raggy one like this. These exist, but well, they're in my world. And you can do different leaves. Nice to have two little leaves like that. Look quite nice poking out. So I always do a nice greeny. I always do that. Either an orange or a greeny. I've got orange. No, I haven't got oranges this one. This set. I've got well, that's sort of orange, but it's vermilion, I suppose. Right, to use the correct term, vermilion. I've got opened the curtain now, so I need to shut that again. It's in the eyes of the sun, that is. Sun's in my eyes. Right, there we go. Little let's have a different colour. I always tend to do green. I did some lovely green ones. You know, like I'm always doing these green flowers. I've done these green. Done a green. Let's have a. Shall we have? No, let's have a pinky purple one now. That one's a. Oh, perhaps that was a pink. Is that a pinky purple? I'm going to mix it on the. Let's see what I'm doing. Mixing it on the thing with my brushes in the way. Right, we'll have some more water in it. Now I'm doing it more correct, because before I wasn't doing this on those on these. They've got lots of the wrong colours in there, but anyway, so you can just drag that around. It's probably quite a thick watery colour already, but so you really should build it up. So all these watercolour people will know this. Right, so I'll do the leaves now. I'll do the leaves in a ledge green. It's got yellow mixed on there as well. But hey, try not to be muddy. I'm trying not to be muddy, because that's bad. So lots of water on there. If you've got watercolour paper, lots of water. It was got this. This is just the art shop was closed. Got it on Thursday and it was closed. So that was good, wasn't it? So I said to my husband, look, pick me up a watercolour pad on Thursday. Oh, getting them dots again. That's quite good. So we went have a look and it was all closed up. Right. Right. Ooh, we're getting a nice little pattern there going. I'm dragging the water around, so just doing it around the edge. It will basically stay there, and it's also leaking onto the leaves, but that's part of the thing, isn't it? And you can also, oh yeah, put little dots in the middle of you if you want. There we go. And so, yes, that's right. So, I don't know where my oh, hold on a minute. I think I've oh, here they are. Oh Lord, I've just found my green flowers. They worked quite well. So I did lots of sort of like it's yellowy green on them, and they worked really well. And I also made them really tiny, and they worked really well as well using wood. I did some butterflies. That one's a bad one. Well, that's not bad. And that one's off the page. And this is because I did it on the watercolour page, and that one's okay. Yeah, they're quite good at, you know, quite nice fussy cutting, fussy tearing. So you'd basically put a line, if you put a colour around them, they look great when you fussy tear. Right, let's get some. I'm going to do a bit more on here. Oh no, that's a bit. Actually, I'm going to use a darker. I bet I'm going to spoil it now. Let's have a look. Right. So I'm going to put a bit of shadow there in between each one. So you're putting the grey on. So you've got more of a shadow. You can look a bit of a raggy edge. Yeah. There we go. And same as that one. I don't think did I get rid of, I don't remember getting rid of the pencil marks on these. I don't think I did, but I can't see any pencil marks. Right, so I'm just getting all the stuff. Right then, what do you think of those? Oh, that's not brilliant, is it? Let's try and get a bit more. Oh yeah, if you want to use watercolour pencils, I was watching a lady, I don't know who it was, on one of the watercolour, it's a watercolour site, sort of looking for tips on watercolour painting. And she says watercolour pencils, so they basically complement actual watercolours, but a lot of beginners do use watercolour pencils. And she was showing you, it's not, you know, YouTube, it's a YouTube video, and it's for free. Ooh, that's not too, that's worked quite well. I'm doing the edges. No, I'm not doing exactly shadows, it's just need a bit more black on there. Now, when I was at college, now for gouache, when using gouache, it's told us to use 4 colours. Is it 4 colours or 5? Well, yeah, 4 colours actually. Yeah, yeah. So you'd use pink, yellow. So you'd use a bright pink like cyan, magenta. You'd use processed yellow, so a yellow like a lemon yellow, and a oh, I haven't even got my thingy on, have I? And a I hope you can hear me because my microphone's underneath my book. So you'd use a processed yellow, cyan, and processed red or magenta. Cyan's that blue colour, not really that sort of blue. I wouldn't say it's more like this sort of blue. Because from those 3 colours you could make all the spectrum of it. So that you've been able to hear me. If not, I'll have to do this video again. Right, but I haven't, because you know, it's easy to do, easy to show you how to do these watercolour. I know I've done watercolour flowers before, but this is the one. These are the ones that I tore out, and I thought they look really nice, fussy torn out. As you can see, well, that sort of thing, and obviously one from my little thing that's probably not working very well. It's sticking up, you see. I don't know, it's this stuff. I got it instead of, and then I discovered Mod Podge. What is it? It's very, very watery. I assume you use it for putting, what's the name down, don't you? Napkins down. But that's not really napkin. That's just an advert from a book. A bookable on where's my... oh, it's there. Right, so I bought this before I'd heard of digital. I didn't know you could get digital. I got this, and I got that out there. It's got lots of whites, adverts as well. So anyway, I do hope you liked my little video and that you will like it. Please share it, and please subscribe as well. Please like it. That's very important. But so so if I want to tear these out, they'd be so, I mean, that one's more like muddy, isn't it, like this. So it's getting a bit muddier, you know, especially if I put more grey in it. So that sort of makes it vintagey, doesn't it? That one's fine though. Vintagey colours. You could also, I suppose you could daub the edges. Daub the edges, I've got a doorbell, no. Right, so anyway, thanks very much for watching. I don't know how many minutes that is, but it's not many. Thank you. Goodbye.